Alright guys, so I've watched a lot of forge building videos and I'm trying to do this with stuff that I can source locally. I can go into a store, pick it up, and come home. Shipping rates on the that soft fire brick, it's pretty insane. So this is hard fire brick. It's rated for 3,000 degrees, but not as easy to work with. So, but I can buy it locally for cheap. Anyway, these are 2 by 4 by 9, and I bought these masonry cutoff wheels for the angle grinder to do any cutting I need to do on them. Now I'm trying to configure this whole thing so that I do minimal cutting on these. But I've got some angle iron and a piece of flat stock here that I can build a little framework around it, and some really thin sheet metal to just act as a heat shield. Hopefully it's all going to work out, but I'm going to start stacking these up to show you the goal that I have for this. So the design I came up with makes a little bitty forge there. So that will be the basic design of the forge. That will leave me a chamber that is 4.5 by 9 by 4 inches tall. But that is a perfectly sized burn chamber for anything I'm going to do starting off. And these things will be completely reusable. I'm not dealing with mastic or, the mortar or anything like that. It's going to make these things unusable for me. Alright guys, so my basic thought here is going to be top and bottom are identical, just 3 bricks in a row. And to create the chamber, I'll have 2 turned up this way and 1 like that, just like I just showed you in that last clip. Now to keep these things the way they are, I've cut down some angle iron that will sit front and back. And then I've got this scrap little pieces here that I'll cut to fit. The angle iron's a little bit wide, and then that will get welded into place on both sides, and that'll just create a little something to keep these things tight. I've got them clamped tight together, and then we'll just weld this thing up so that it keeps those tight. Alright, so this is going to be the bottom. I'm going to stiffen this up quite a bit. Just because I have a ton of these little bars just sitting in a box, not doing anything. So I'm going to use them up on this and just stiffen this bottom up. And then we'll cut a piece of sheet metal the same size, 16 gauge, tack it on, flip this over, and run a few tacks along these ribs, and then that'll act as kind of a heat shield for the bottom, just an air gap between the bricks and whatever stand I come up with for it. But yeah, so I'm going to get these welded on. You can only watch so much welding before it gets boring, so I'll get these tacked on, and I'll get the top built just like I did the bottom without all these, and bring you guys back in and we'll take a look at the progress. Alright guys, so here's where we are. I've got the top and bottom built, and as you can see, it is a tight fit. So now I got to figure out a way to get a hole in the center of the brick for the pipe to go through. So I think what I'm going to do, I got this is my, you see here where I tried to use a bit that, yeah, that total fail. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this masonry cutting wheel that I bought for the grinder, and I'm going to cut this brick right in half and then do 2 half circles and then replace this center brick with these 2 pieces and get a hole cut in the top. Alright guys, I am making no excuses whatsoever for looks. This thing looks horrible, but pretty sure it's gonna work. So I'm gonna go steal the old propane tank and we'll see if we can get this thing to fire up. Alright, so I'm being as careful as I can. I got the tank pulled back. Again, I don't have a pressure gauge, so I just kind of cracked the pressure valve on it. I'm not pushing too much pressure, and then I got the needle valve closed. And the cutoff is open up here at the burner. So I'm going to use the needle valve to get her up and going. Well, it looks good so far. I forgot to get the water bucket out. So, I'm going to turn the camera off and go cool this thing off. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.